Hi friends, welcome. My name is Baron and this is my channel where I talk about book stuff. I'm the Book Baron. Welcome in. Today, I wanted to do for you a bit of a tier ranking. I haven't done one of these videos before, so this has been a journey for me. But that said, I started YouTube this year. That means that a whole host of books that I have read have yet to appear in a singular video that I have made. I thought it might be nice if I just went through and tier ranked everything that I've read prior to YouTube, which is basically the first half of the year. Without further ado, without further preamble, I am going to get the screen recording going and we're gonna talk about some books. Before I get into things, I would like to explain my categories. So first off, I have Boss Bitch. These are my all-time favorites. If I could give her 6 stars, I absolutely would. Then we have Bestie. She's my girl. She's real solid. She's definitely a 5-star. Side Chick, we're talking about some 4 stars. We're talking about some reads that I really like, but I'm not ready to commit to. Then we have It's Complicated because I have complicated feelings about the books. It doesn't necessarily mean that I dislike it, but I do have some notes. Next up, we have Who Is She? And that's because I don't remember that book. This will happen with a couple of novellas in particular. The last 2 categories. She Can't Sit With Us, a la Mean Girls. So I understand why other people might like this book, but I don't like it. And then Loathe Entirely. This is a book that I don't understand truly why anyone likes it. And if you like one of those books, like, I'm real sorry. I'm not doing it to hurt your feelings. It's just one of those things where I just don't get it. I'm not that girl. So let's get going on this. Because we got a lot of books to talk about. So first up, we have Hail Mary by Candy Steiner. We're going with Bestie. She's a real good book. She's 5 stars. We love her. These are some of my favorite characters. Mixed Signals by B.K. Burson. We're going to go with Side Chick. I like this book, but not as much as everyone else seems to. The Hat Trick by Maddie Danielle. I'm going to go with Side Chick. I really like this book. It's a fanficky wide shoes hockey romance. It has almost no plot. It's pretty much just spice. It's a fun time, but it's not a long time. Know what I'm saying? All right, Abandon's Gate. Abandon's Gate? Abandon's Gate? I never know how to pronounce this. And this goes for all James S.A. Corey Expanse series. For the most part, I'm just going to put it in Side Chick because I loved the first 3, but the last ones are all kind of blending together, so they're just all gonna go up into Side Chick. Actually, the churn, it's gonna go into Who Is She, because I don't remember this one. Moving on, let's do Magic Burns and Magic Bites by Alona Andrews. Side Chick, we like her. She's a good time. We would like to hang out more frequently though. All right, It Ain't Me, Babe. It's complicated. Complicated. I thought the cult aspects of this were interesting, but she pulled out of her religious beliefs a little too quick for me. Nemesis Game. Okay, we're just all into Side Chick. I don't remember truly, well, technically I should put these into Who Is She, but with a long series, sometimes I don't remember the difference between the books, especially when they're primarily following the same types of storylines. So, moving along. Next up, what is this? I think this is called like Savage by Victoria Ashley. Loathe Entirely. This book had a twist that was so stupid. I wish I could gouge my eyes out. It Ends With Us. I'm between She Can't Sit With Us and It's Complicated right now. I'm gonna go with It's Complicated. I don't totally hate this book. I just don't think it represents domestic violence in a very honest way. It doesn't seem to follow the typical patterns, and I just hated the mismarketing. So I have a lot of complicated feelings about this book. Next up, we have American Queen. She Can't Sit With Us. Not that I even hate this book. I truly don't get it. Actually, this entire series. They all go up there. I just don't get this series. There were some like magical elements to it, even though it seems to be set in the real world. There was some kind of like negative stereotyping of Slavic people, which if you don't know, I'm like Polish, so I didn't appreciate that. So I'm going to just move on from that one. That was a weird one. Next up, Take Me With You by Nina G. Jones. Boss Bitch, I friggin' love this book. It's so hard. The writing is beautiful. Next up, we have Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. It's complicated. I don't dislike the book. I'm going to say this for all of those. I just like don't seem to have the same attachment that everyone else does to this book. I liked the ISL. I thought that was interesting, but other than that, I was kind of like, all right. All right, next up, Wanting Mr. Kane by Miss Shonora Williams. It's complicated. I didn't find the relationship between the age gappy people convincing. Why do they like each other? Now we have Sinner by Sierra Simone. Let's go with Side Chick. I really like it, but it wasn't as emotional as the other one on here, Saint. She's a good one, but not as good as her sister. All right, Filthy Gods. Let's go with Bestie. That cover is aggressive. I'm so sad that our Scarlett is not really writing anymore. This was such a solid novella. She got a lot done and it moved very quickly. Long Shot by Kennedy Ryan. Oh, this one hurt me. This is gonna go in Bestie. Another one about domestic violence, but it handles it in a lot better way, I thought. And I just liked the characters more too. Tumble by Adriana Locke. I'm gonna put this in Who Is She? I vaguely remember that this might be about a single dad and a small town. I couldn't tell you anything else after that. Maybe it's a gymnast coach? I can't remember. Okay, definitely leave her in Who Is She? Next up, we have Eagle by Jamie Crouch. This I'm gonna put in Side Chick. I really enjoy her romantic suspense. I don't know what it is. It's got the right balance of action and relationship for me. Next up, we have The Unhoneymooners. Side Chick as well. Solid read. I actually read this while I was on my honeymoon, so that was fun. All right. Next up, we have Liar by Fiona Cole. I'm gonna put She Can't Sit With Us. So here's the thing about this book. I did DNF this book because with age gap, I need you to sell me on why these two want to be together. And I didn't really feel like I had that. And then it got into Spicy Club stuff. And one thing that I've learned about myself this year is that I don't really care for Spicy Club stuff. I think they have gotten a little too similar for me. Because I've read one, I feel like I've read them all now. Next up, we have The Devil. Oh, Boss Bitch. I love this book. Don't look up anything before you go in. Check your triggers if you need to, but ooh, whatever you think it is, it's not. It's so fun. It's such a fun, wild ride. All right, next up we have Magic Strikes by Alona Andrews. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember reading this one. I know I did, but like, who is she? Next up we have Feather, Side Chick. This was a really solid angel mafia book. I don't know, it had like a lot of elements, but somehow it all worked out. Okay, next up we have the second book in the Devil series by Ashley Jade. I think this is called Devil's Advocate. This one I'm gonna go with Bestie. I like her, but that first book was 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10. I loved that one. This one was good. First one's better. All right, next up, A Lie for a Lie. I'm gonna do Side Chick for this one. This is by, I think, Helena Hunting. For whatever reason, some of these kind of got cut off. I remember liking the not surprise pregnancy. Well, Secret Baby with this one. I thought it was kind of fun watching him become a parent. The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. This is gonna go with Side Chick. I thought this was a really cute book. The setup just took a little bit too long for me. Next up, we have The Stopover by T.L. Swan. Loathe entirely. I hate this book with such a burning passion. I thought that the main couple was so annoying. They just were so back and forth with each other and couldn't pick a lane. Ugh, I disliked them so much. These two are a menace to the business that they're in. Next up, we have Queen Move by Kennedy Ryan. This is gonna go in Side Chick. I thought this was a very solid read. I liked it, but it wasn't my most favorite Kennedy Ryan. It wasn't the most like memorable. I had to zoom out because we very quickly got shoved around. So apologies for the change. Next up, Follow Me Darkly. I can't really tell. Sorry for the forehead action that you're getting. By Helen Hart. Loathe entirely. I strongly disliked this book. There was this big buildup to a reveal that did not happen. And I was like, well, that was lackluster. Unnecessary. Next up, we have Baby and the Midnight Howlers. This is by Leaf Catherine Moon. I cannot remember. It's complicated. That was a solid read, but it was a little bit too meandering with the plot, and there was a plot. Next up, we have Dear Enemy by Kristen Callahan. This is Side Chick. This was a really solid book. It was a fun one with kind of a second chance, enemies to lovers. I hadn't really heard much about it before I read it, so it was kind of just one of those fun surprise books. My Best Friend's Sister by QB Tyler. We're gonna go with Bestie. It's a novella, but it's a really solid one. Brother's Best Friend. Very fun. And Lessons in Seduction. Next up, we have Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. We're gonna go with It's Complicated. I liked the book on the whole. I just wish that the twist got introduced a little bit sooner, because I felt like the twist happened and then the book ended and I was like, oh, okay. All right, next up, Sea of Ruin, Pam Godwin, Boss Bitch. I own a physical copy of this book. I love this book. It's dark, it's pirates, it's got the most amazing love triangle I've ever read. Next, we have Sweet Temptation by Corla? Ma'am? We have Sweet Temptation by Cora Riley. We're gonna go with Side Chick, a really solid read. I still remember though that they ate birthday cake for breakfast, and that does haunt me at night sometimes, so maybe I should put it in It's Complicated. But I liked the storyline. All right, From the Embers by Allie Martinez. I'm gonna put this up in Bestie. I really liked this book. I'm not a big fan of romantic suspense, but this one was very fun. She kept giving me twists when I was it would lull me into a false sense of security where I was like, okay, well that was the twist and now we're gonna keep going and relationship build. And she was like, nay, I have more for you and it's gonna get so much worse. It was very emotional. Next up, we have Make It Sweet by Kristen Callahan. We're gonna put this in Side Chick. It was a fun read. I really enjoyed it, and the audio is available on KU if you're into that. Next, we have Delilah Green Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring Blake. I'm gonna put It's Complicated. I thought it was a pretty solid sapphic romance, but a little bit too much was going on the sides for me. There's a lot of complicated relationships going on, but I liked it overall. Next, we have The Insiders by Tijan, Jason Derulo. I'm gonna move that up to Side Chick. Really solid read, billionaire lifestyle. I think it's part of a trilogy. It was one of those books that just went down real smooth. Next up, we have One Last Stop. Ugh. Okay, I'm between Side Chick and It's Complicated on this one. I'm gonna put it in Side Chick. Okay, so I didn't think the romance was that great in this book. So this is a sapphic romance. It's very popular. And I didn't think the romance was all that excellent. There was a lot of focus on side plots and relationships, and those were excellent. And that's why it kind of edges out some of the other ones and stays in Side Chick. Next, we have A Lesson in Blackmail by Katie Robichaud. I'm gonna put this one in Bestie. It's a novella, and it does involve sort of a spicy club, and it has age gap, and I liked it. That tells you something. She sold me. Next is Gravity by Sarah Kate. I'm gonna put It's Complicated. I thought she ended up with the wrong person in the love triangle. Don't hate me if you've read this book. I don't want to talk about it. Moving on. Hate Me by Ashley Jade. Bestie. Love this book. Solid, unhinged high school bully romance. If I could read that almost all the time, I think I might. I don't know what it is about just absurd high school stuff. I know people don't like to read about high schoolers, but there's something about them being really unhinged and wild where you're just let's go there. Let's just do it. Next up, we have The Dare. Oh, Boss Bitch. I love this novella so much. I don't understand why it's banned. Harley LaRue is my Lord and Savior. Moving on. Next up, we have The Queen of Myth and Monsters. Loathe entirely. I DNF'd this book. I read the first book last year, didn't like it, and then somehow convinced myself to read the second book. I got maybe 10% in, and I was like, oh yeah, that's why I hate this book. It does something very similar to The Stopover, where it's very intensely back and forth, ooh, maybe not that motion, back and forth between I love you, I hate you, I love you, I hate you, for just the minorest things. Annoying. I don't want to do that. All right. The Love Hypothesis by Allie Hazelwood. We're gonna go with Side Chick. Really solid read, but it's not even my favorite Allie Hazelwood. Since we're doing that one, let's do Love on the Brain as well. And that one I'm gonna go with It's Complicated. I did rate this 4 stars, but looking back, these two were a menace in the workplace, and I just have a lot of feelings about that. Next up, we have The Lady Gets Lucky by Joanna Shoup. Side Chick. I really enjoyed this book, Lessons in Seductions. It was one of the first historicals that I was like, oh dang, maybe I can like historicals. Okay, now we have Lotus by Jennifer Hartman. Once again, I'm between Side Chick and It's Complicated. I'm going to put it in It's Complicated. I did rate this 4 stars. In hindsight, I don't think I liked it as much as I wanted to. Still Beating is really solid. And this one's good. It's good. There's some certain things that didn't work for me. Leaving it there. Electric Idol by Katie Robert. Who is she? I know. I'm going to start moving a bunch up there. I remember reading a bunch of Katie Robert books in a row. I couldn't tell you which one's which at all. Whoops. I mean, they're good books. And if I read the synopsis, I will remember liking them, but I think I read too many of the same type right in a row. All right, moving on. Dead Silence by S.A. Barnes. Ooh, I'm going to put this in. It's complicated. First half was boring. Second half was amazing. Amazing. Much more action-packed. Next up, we have Lessons in Sin by Madam Pam Godwin. I'm going to put that in side check. Solid age gap. Solid student teacher as far as that goes. Okay. Now we have Broken Bonds. No, jail. Prison time for these books. There she is. Haha. There we go. I really tried to like this series. And I didn't, and I'm still bitter about it. I read the first book and I was like, not that great. She's a little petulant. I'm not a super big fan of the main gal. I just didn't like how the relationships were kind of panning out. They felt very shallow in general. Even the ones that were trying to get deeper and get more emotional. I was kind of like, this is very shallow. I don't know that I like this. Then I read the second book, and the second book got better. And I was like, oh, cool. Maybe we're on an upward trajectory. And then the third one came. And I was like, ooh, this is still really shallow. And we're on our third book. And then that twist ending was so stupid. I knew what was going on even while I was reading the twist because the mechanism behind it was introduced in that book. And I was like, but I know what's happening. This is silly. If you know what I'm talking about, So I saw through it. I saw through the crazy twist. It wasn't that wild. It was silly. Next up, we have Corrupt. I'm going to put this in side check. It's a solid book, but for me personally, nothing to write home about. Saint by Sierra Simone. This book, I think I actually rated this 4 stars. This should be 5. This should be 6. This just, oh my God, this made me, it was dealing with religion. It was dealing with the Catholic Church and a bi man. And I was so concerned about how this was going to be handled. I have never been so back and forth between being like, wow, this is spicy, this is good, and having deeply hurt feelings while he was thinking about all of his issues with depression and whether or not he could be in a relationship with this man that he loved. And I just, it hurt. It hurt me personally. And I think Sierra Simone is trying to hurt my feelings. That was very mean of her. But I loved that book. Next up, we have Games We Play by Dana Isali. It's complicated. It's a 90-page novella, so it's kind of hard to be too critical of a book like this. But I didn't love the hero. I was initially very interested in him. Didn't like him by the end. A Deal with the Devil, boss bitch. And same with A Devil in the Deep Blue Sea. I love these books. Actually, out of the two, The Devil in the Deep Blue Sea edges out just a touch, but I love these books. Next up, we have Dr. Scandalous by J. Salmon? I don't know how to pronounce that last name. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna put this in It's Complicated. This was such a low angst book and had spice a little bit too early in, but it was a nice soft read. I just don't really remember a ton about it. Next up, we have Abby Jimenez, Part of Your World. Bestie. This is a really solid book. It takes place in a corner of the United States where I have family, so I was excited to see small town Minnesota get wrapped. Next up, we have Book Lovers by Emily Henry. This is Bestie. I love seeing an ice queen get her happily ever after and not have to change because the man loves her as she is. Thank you. I would like more of this. The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. Okay, this one is Bestie. I think this is Closed Door, and I was still obsessed with this book. I thought it was so good. I absolutely loved it. It was such a cute book. Next, we have Beauty and the Baller. Okay, this one is side chick. This one was solid. I thought it was good. It was small town, I think football coach or something like that. And that's by Isla Madam Mills, I think. What I didn't like is The Princess and the Player. That can go to jail. I loathe this book so much. There was a decision made by the main female character that was so stupid and for the purpose of having a plot and a third act breakup. I'm still mad. Moving on. The Ritual. Oh no, it's 2 in a row. Loathe entirely. I hate this book. I think it's so poorly written. I just couldn't get over it. There was so much in here that I was like, this is stupid. Someone like Wikipedia'd something and then threw that entry in there. And I think the author forgot at one point that they hadn't had a first kiss. And so then she had to like go back and be like, oh yeah, they already did that. Like off page, like at a different time. Like they got married and their first kiss was at the altar. But they had done like so much. That's not even my main issue. There's so much going on in this book. I hated it. I hated it. Oh my God, I hated it. It was so badly written. I'm gonna move on. What Lies Beyond the Veil by Harper L. Woods. I'm gonna go side chick. It was a solid fantasy read. I don't remember a ton about it, but I remember liking it and I thought the twist was interesting. Next up we have Scarred. She Can't Sit With Us. I didn't like that one. I think I end up giving this like 3 stars. I can see why other people would really like this one, but I found the characterizations pretty shallow. Runaway Groom. It's complicated. I liked this storyline, but the best friend ruined this for me on multiple occasions. Okay, next we have The Resurrection of Wildflowers and The Confidence of Wildflowers. So, The Confidence of Wildflowers is She Can't Sit With Us. I get why other people might like it. However, once again, we have age gap. And if you have age gap, you need to convince me that these two would go against social norms and want to be together. It can't just be taboo and be like, ooh, teehee, what if these two got together? That's not enough for me. You need to convince me. Sell me on it. This one, I was fully convinced that the only reason the heroine liked the hero was because he bought her stuff. And that truly was his only personality. And her personality is liking Diet Coke, going for runs, and baking cookie dough cupcakes. I don't know what those are. She Can't Sit With Us. I was so disappointed when I read this book, and then the twist made me so angry. No one needed that trauma. Then I really tried to like these books. The Resurrection of Wildflowers, and I loathe that entirely because it was so unnecessary. It was basically an extended epilogue, and the heroine made an incredibly ill-advised decision, and there was no consequences for it. None. Everyone was like, you did your best. No, actually, I don't think she did. No one's mad about this. This was like a big deal. And no one seemed to care. They were like, oh, I can see why you would do that. Ma'am, are you kidding me? No. Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry. Okay, Hawk. My Jessie Hall. I'm gonna go with side chick. I'm gonna have to cut that rant out. I sound unhinged. Okay, moving on. So Hawk, I really like this book. There was like one too many spice scenes, but overall I enjoyed it. I read a manga. Who is she? I don't remember reading this. I don't even remember what the name of it. Something princess. I don't like that. Next up we have The Dark King by Gina L. Maxwell. Okay, here's the thing. No, side chick. It was a solid read, but I also read it while I was like severely hungover, so I don't know if this book actually holds up or not. But I remember really liking it. It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover. I'm gonna put this in side chick. I actually like this better than the original, which I know is like not a popular opinion. Next up we have Praise by Sarah Kate. I'm gonna put this in. It's complicated. I thought this was actually like pretty decently written. I didn't buy the connection between the characters. That's a stumbling block for me pretty often in romance. I'm like, I need to feel it. I need to feel that these two want to be together. And next up we have Wretched, side chick. Solid book. This was about a gal in the mafia and the detective that was going after her. And she is like a bigwig in the mafia. I really liked her. Except we have The Sweet Spot by Adriana Locke. This is gonna go in side chick. I thought this was a good solid read. It was a nice sweet time. Next we have Mile High by Liz Tomford. Also side chick. Solid read, a little long for me and there were some corny parts, but overall I thought this was a really nice romance. I really enjoyed it. And a plus size heroine. Next we have Losers Part 1, Boss Babe. I love her so much. Give me gay people in a small town trying to survive and also be kinky. That's just fun. Next up we have A Dirty Business by Tejan. She can't sit with us. I didn't really care for this book. I can see why other people would like her, but the insta love was a hard pass for me. Also, the heroine was a little too gun happy for me. It was a little weird. She was like a parole officer, and anytime anything was happening, she would just like whip her gun out. I'm like, ma'am, that seems dangerous. Maybe you shouldn't do that. Next, we have Help Me Remember. Side chick. I liked this book. It was fun, but I love Amnesia. I think Amnesia's good. The ending kind of sucked, but I liked the rest of the book. Next, we have Poison Roses. So I am going to just do all of these. So Poison Roses is bestie. Dirty Truth is bestie. Shattered Dreams is bestie. And Beautiful Thorns is side chick. Now, I liked this series a whole bunch overall, but the last book felt a little drawn out. I also read all these back to back, so that could have contributed to that sensation, that feeling for me, but I really liked this book. It was Rockstar and Why Choose, which are two things that I'm normally not super excited about, but I really liked it. This was truly like, this is an unhinged series though, like so unhinged. Like there's zero parts of this that are realistic at all. All right, next we have Fake Empire. Oh, she's bestie. We love her. We love C.W. Farnsworth. She's my gal. Next I have The Savage by Sophie Lurk. Okay, controversial opinion, potentially. So I'm gonna put this in, it's complicated. I like this book. There's still one scene in this book that hurts me, and it's kind of a sticking point for me, where he humiliates her in front of his like gang. And it really bugs me still. And it's the thing that I remember about this book, unfortunately, despite liking this book overall. That's why it's in It's Complicated. I would still recommend this book all day, every day, but that scene mucked it for me. Keep This Promise. Loathe Entirely. I disliked this book. That's by Corinne Michaels. So it's in the same series as Help Me Remember. And I was like, oh, fun, secret baby. No, stupid secret baby. This was so ridiculous. The setup of this book was so absurd to begin with that I was just like, what are you talking about? This makes no sense. I don't want to get into it. Go check out my DNF. It was like my second video that I ever made, like 6 books I recently DNF'd or something like that. I so disliked this book. Next we have Glitch. Glitch is gonna go in bestie. We love her. These two together were so cute. They were hackers, they were gamers, they were artists, and he was just so sweet to the heroine. Okay, next up we have Twisted. Who is she? I remember 0 things about this book. I know I read it, but I don't remember her. Next I have Even If It Hurts by Sam Mariano. Ooh. Okay. I'm really stuck between Side Chick and It's Complicated because I liked this book right up until the very end, and I just wanted the heroine to have like this much more agency, but I liked like 99% of the book. I think I'm gonna put it in Side Chick. I'm gonna put it in Side Chick. I've made the executive decision. Next we have Loser's Duet, Part 2. I'm gonna put this in bestie. So I like Part 1 better by just like this much. We have to make it scandalous. We have to make it fun. The Frat Boy by Nikki Sloan. Bestie. This was such a solid example of how you can use spice to progress a relationship. I was just so impressed with Nikki Sloan. I was so impressed with her writing because of that book. Actually, is that possible? I'm gonna move it. I moved it. Next, I have Offsides by Avery Keelan. Ooh, It's Complicated. So I liked this book overall, as I keep saying with all of these, but I did generally like this book. My problem was it was way too long, and the last conflict portion was so not necessary. Good Lord. All right, next we have Powerless. It's complicated. I love Elsie Silver, but this was kind of a miss for me. Next we have The Summer We Fell by Elizabeth O'Rourke. Bestie behavior. Absolutely. Love this book. Surfing, melancholy, summer. Oof. Delightful. And just a fun twist. The shower scene in this. Oh, love it. They were ready to blow their lives up for each other. And this one is a little bit of a love triangle. And I liked it. Isn't that wild? All right, next we have Thorn Princess by LJ Shen. She can't sit with us. I can totally get why other people would like this book, but I read this book and I've had this happen with a couple of LJs now. They get to the end and they're like, and this is why things were happening the way they were. And I was like, oh, well, that is a bit silly and I don't totally understand that explanation. Also, there was flashbacks that I thought were very silly. Next, we have Pretty Ugly Promises. This is gonna go in Side Chick. I really like it. Solid book. Next, I have Visions of You. Who is she? I don't remember her. That's by Catherine Cowles. I remember zero things about this book. Next, we have Julia Quinn, Offer for a Gentleman. She can't sit with us. The hero in this sucked. He sucked so hard. He can jump off a bridge. He can eat glass. Like, I don't like him. Cyclone by Janie Crouch. Side Chick. Ooh, we're getting real stuffed in here, y'all. I don't know where that went. Again, a really solid romantic suspense. I thought this was a really good balance of romance and action. Last two. In the Weeds by B.K. Borison. I'm gonna go with Side Chick. I liked this book, but I just don't seem to love those books as much as everyone else. And then finally we have People We Meet on Vacation, which is gonna go in, I think we're gonna go in Side Chick. This was like a really easy read for me, but out of all of the Emily Henrys, this is my least favorite. I definitely think I'm missing like 4 books for some reason. Like I feel it in my gut and I don't know why. But this is all of the books that I have read prior to YouTube this year and what my thoughts are on it. The official tier ranking, a la Baron. Thank you so much for being here. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a like. Sorry for the weird change in lighting. A storm rolled in the middle of this video. Comment down below and let me know what your thoughts are on these various books. Have you read any of these? And let me know if you disagree with my rankings or agree. I'm very curious because I haven't talked about a lot of these, so I'd love to hear y'all's thoughts on them. And don't forget to subscribe if you want more content from me. And with that, thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye-bye.